What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Cosmic Culture, the channel where we talk all things major movie and television news, theories, breakdowns, and much, much more. I'm your host, Chris, and I just returned from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, the world premiere, the red carpet event, and I had an absolute blast there during the movie, meeting a ton of other YouTubers, content creators, celebrities, Elizabeth Olsen, Benedict Wong, Xochitl Gomez, so many others who were walking around, just really soaking in the moment of a new Marvel creation. Now, I'm going to walk through my reaction. I'm going to walk through a spoiler-free review, so you do not need to worry about any spoilers in this video. However, a word of caution, if you're going to go down to the comment section, people are going to be posting them. Some stuff's been leaked online, and already people are talking about some stuff that maybe they shouldn't have since the movie has not released to the world. So be careful in the comment section. Also, if you haven't already, consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our other major movie and television news updates happening here on the channel. Also, you can check me out on Instagram at Chris M. Rosser and Twitter at TheCultureChris. So, let's jump into it. I'm going to start off with, and I've got my notes here so I'm not so scatterbrained because I am still riding an extreme high from the movie and everything it gave us. But I'm going to start with my reaction and my concerns, the things I was worried about before I saw the movie and what I was hoping that Marvel would address with this film. So my initial reaction is it is a massive movie. It is a vicious movie and it has a bite, and you're going to be sitting there kind of, grabbing different parts of your body at time from the pain that it's going to inflict on you and from the awareness of the reality of the new MCU. Now, specifically, if I were to word this in a big quote and what would I want Marvel to say about this movie, for my opinion, this is the biggest pivot in Marvel Studios history. In the MCU, this is the biggest change of pace that Marvel has ever given us. There are horror aspects to it that are very strong and very noted. There are a couple jump scares and moments that really make you kind of queasy and not feel necessarily comfortable. They push the boundaries of comfort, and I'm glad they did that. We've heard now for a year and a half, oh, this is going to be the MCU's first horror film, and we weren't sure what that meant. And they absolutely nailed it. It wasn't, oh my gosh, this is a scary movie, but there were moments that made you feel uncomfortable. And one of the most important aspects of horror is that feeling of uncomfort, that pit in your stomach, that I'm not sure if I like this, but I like this. You can't look away. And they absolutely nailed that, and I hope you guys also find the same enjoyment from that as I did as well. Something else I wanted this to do was further the Phase 4 era. Everything we've had so far, the big connection between them has been Thanos, has been Infinity War, Endgame, the repercussions of that, trying to regain consciousness after the blip and where the world fits in. We haven't had many connecting points from WandaVision to Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or Moon Knight to What If. They've been kind of scattered and setting their own seeds, and Shang-Chi didn't really have too much to do with anything else we've gotten. This is the first major movie that connects everything for us. It shows that things are starting to come through the cracks, and there is more beyond Thanos that needs to start being addressed, and it is a huge step for the MCU. Kevin Feige just recently told us they have the entire MCU planned out for the next 10 years, all the way to 2032. This was the first major step in that direction, and a lot of the cracks are starting to show us exactly what we should be expecting. Now I want to talk about your guys' concerns, the things that I've read in comments throughout the last few months, what you're worried about, what was something that it's not going to be good because. First thing, runtime. The movie's about 2 hours and 10 minutes long, and a lot of people think that that's a little too short because, as fans, we've all been talking about these cameos we want to see, these theories, these different imaginations we're hoping are all put into the movie. And let me tell you something, the movie is short. I would have loved for it to be longer, but is it too short? There's a difference between wanting more movie and not getting enough. And I would say that we actually do get enough movie. There are a lot of questions that are occurred from the new information we're given. However, there is nothing that is left in the dark or not answered. Obviously, always we want to see more of the Scarlet Witch. We always want to see more of Doctor Strange. And now, of course, America Chavez and other people involved in this movie. But I didn't feel left out. Could have done with more, but I had enough. Another big concern is the cameos. We've talked about this at length here on the channel. At one point, we had a live show where we listed out all of the possible cameos, and we had some 47 names. Now, obviously, we were being a little bit silly. And I'm not backtracking, rather saying, don't expect 47 cameos. maybe expect a few and get excited and try to learn as much about those characters as you can while you have the opportunity to in this movie. The Illuminati isn't a secret and it's not hidden. It's been in several different trailers. We know Patrick Stewart's coming, and Captain Carter was recently teased in some of the TV spots before this movie has even released. So you know a few of these characters, but they definitely saved a few back that you are going to love seeing on the big screen, and it's going to get you excited for, again, the future. This movie really pushed the future of the MCU, and I'm so glad and excited that they did that. The visuals were fantastic. I enjoyed the way that the movie was put together. I have very, very few complaints about the VFX, the CGI, the cinematography was all top-notch, absolutely spectacular. Nothing but praise for Sam Raimi in that aspect as well. And those are pretty much the concerns I've heard you guys would probably have. Time, the cameos, and then I guess the last one is it a Doctor Strange movie, or is this about everybody else? And this is very much a Doctor Strange sequel. I know a lot of people are worried that Wanda might steal the spotlight, or it's going to be about America Chavez, or the multiverse, and Doctor Strange is going to be pushed aside and buried under all these cameos. This is a very much a Doctor Strange sequel. So do not worry about not enough Doctor Strange or anything of those matters. The acting, superb. And this one doesn't really need saying. We've seen Elizabeth Olsen as the Scarlet Witch, and she embodies this character. You can really feel what she feels as this actress playing this character and in this role, especially since a big component of who she is in this movie is trying to find her kids, trying to become a mother, trying to get that life that she had such a nice taste of during WandaVision. Her face, her body, her agony, her pain, you're gonna feel it, and you're gonna want the best for her, I suppose is the way to put it. And then of course, Benedict Cumberbatch, Benedict Wong, Xochitl Gomez steal the show. They are just fantastic, and Marvel's casting isn't really something we ever complain about, so I don't see why we should start now. There's just no reason to. So again, something that's put really, really well together, something that should make you excited. I want to finish off by talking, future of the MCU. I think throughout a lot of Phase 4, many people have been complaining or murmuring or a little worried that Marvel's kind of lost its prime or passed its prime since the Infinity Saga has come to an end. And I can assure you, that's not the case. Biggest pivot in Marvel cinematic history. We have some crazy stuff up ahead. It left us on the coolest little cliffhanger. Where are we going next? What's coming up? You've got so many questions, and it leaves you wanting more in the best way. The future of the MCU is bright. Thor: Love and Thunder around the corner, a few more Disney Plus series coming out, and you're gonna want more Doctor Strange really, really soon. I'll end off with this because I know you're all gonna ask, post-credit scenes. It's Marvel, there's post-credit scenes. There are 2 of them. And yeah, they were really, really fun and interesting, and one leaves you asking a big question, and that big question is, what? But you guys are gonna love the movie. I hope you all go and you give it a good watch. You get involved. Let me know what you think. Try not to be too critical in the sense that we had expectations. We had things that we as fans and YouTubers and consumers have all talked about. But remember, they don't let us down. I just say in Marvel we can trust, and in Marvel we continue to get awesome superhero movies, awesome cinematic universes, and they have pushed the boundaries. They made you feel uncomfortable, they made you feel sad, they made you feel love, all in this one movie, and they left you wanting more. Let me know what you guys thought about this spoiler-free review in the comment section down below. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram, Twitter, subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and turn on that notification bell. And I'll be catching all of you guys on the next one, right here on Cosmic Culture.